I'm Amy Van Hoose. I'm the District Curriculum Coordinator, and today I'm joined by Lori Rejterski, who is Title I and Special Education at Marine Grade School, and Erin Taylor, who is an Interventionist at CA Henning. Other members of our team include Mrs. Heather Sachs, who is Title I Reading at Silver Creek, and Mrs. Marla Snow, who is Title I Reading at CA Henning, and Mrs. Sarhage, who is an Interventionist at Silver Creek and Marine. I'm going to start by giving you a little overview of our program. Our Title I program is funded under the Title I federal grant under the Every Student Succeeds Act, also known as ESSA. We have 3 buildings that are funded: Silver Creek Elementary, CA Henning Elementary, and Marine Elementary. Our students qualify through a few different ways. First, we administer the DRA, which is the Developmental Reading Assessment, to all of our kindergarten through 3rd grade students every year. Students that are identified as at risk or needing extra support qualify for our program. In 4th and 5th grade, these students take the NWEA MAP Assessment, and once again, students who are performing a little bit below average are given support through our program and our intervention teachers. The support is only for as long as students need it. Once a student is back on track, they're released from our program. We try to keep it very fluid, where teachers can pick up a student and release them based on certain skills or their ability to keep up at grade level. We have core reading programs in our building, which are Cafe and Daily 5, which focus on reading strategies and small group activities. And then at 4th and 5th grade, our teachers use the Making Meaning program. We also have several support programs that we're going to talk about today that are the Leveled Literacy Intervention Program, the SIPS program, My Sidewalks, and RAS Kids. And as we go through this video, we're going to give you a little bit of an introduction to each one of them. So we really like to make sure that we have a balanced literacy program here at Triad, and our teachers use a release of responsibility model. So in a classroom, our teachers will start with guided practice and very explicit modeling, and eventually we will give students the independence to work in small groups or in pairs, and then eventually they will build the independence to work on their own. Our reading blocks have shared, guided, and independent reading built into them. Shared reading means that our teachers are doing whole group activities, and then guided reading is our small group activity, and then students are practicing everything they learn about this and then putting it into their independent reading time. Students who need a little bit of extra support will get extra small group reading time. So they'll meet with their teacher in small group reading time, but then they might also meet with an interventionist or a Title I teacher, and we call this double dipping because they get to meet twice in a day. And then finally, we make sure that we have lots of time for collaboration in our buildings, where our teachers and our interventionists are talking about the growth and progress of each student and their needs so that we can make the best program for each individual student.
My name is Lori Rejterski, and I am the Special Education and Title Reading Teacher out at Marine. I'm going to talk about LLI, our Leveled Literacy Intervention, and that is our most common used intervention for students who are struggling. So in order to get into LLI, all the students in the district take a DRA. It's the Developmental Reading Assessment. And then the students that are identified as struggling, we then give them the Fountas and Pinnell benchmark system, which places the students into our LLI system. The goal of LLI is to bring the students back up to the grade level appropriate as quickly as possible. This provides small group instruction using reading strategies to help students reach their reading goals. Based on the benchmark testing, teachers place students into groups based on their levels. Students can enter and exit the LLI program as needed, so anywhere between kindergarten and 5th grade, students can come and go as they need. LLI lessons are fast-paced, they're engaging, and they include many areas of study. So it includes reading, writing, phonics, and word study. And then as the kids get older, it incorporates more and more writing and longer pieces of work. LLI includes high-quality fiction and nonfiction and books in a series. The text are matched to the students' reading abilities so that the children read every day at their instructional level with teacher support, as well as at their independent level with less support. This provides the base for effective reading growth and stronger fluency. Another intervention that we have is called SIPS. It stands for Systematic Instruction in Phonological Awareness, Phonics, and Sight Words. So SIPS offers a systematic approach to decoding that helps in students grade through 12. So students are given an assessment to see where they would place in the SIPS program, and then they start there and they kind of work their way up. So it starts at very base level and goes all the way up through what they call challenge words. Another intervention that we use at just kindergarten is called My Sidewalks. It starts with letter naming and letter sounds and works up to blending. RAS Kids is another intervention that we have, and it's kind of twofold. It has two sides. One side is books that we use in the classroom, and the other side is online, where the students can listen to books, read the books, and then take a quiz as well. So any student that participates in title reading also has a RAS Kids login that will be sent home from their title teacher.
Hello, my name is Erin Taylor, and I am an interventionist at CA Henning Elementary. I'm going to talk to you about what you can do at home with your child to help them with reading. In their title folders, you're going to find a hand, and it's going to have the 5 steps to figuring out words to work through reading a book with your child. First, look at the picture. Pictures can provide hints to help students decode a word. They can use illustrations, photos, graphs, maps, and charts to help gain the meaning of the text, and it helps them make sense of the book. So, for example, when you read a sentence, look at the big shoes. If your child gets stuck on the word shoes, that picture is below to help them figure that out. Second, get your mouth ready. When reading a word, you use the sounds at the beginning of the word and think of a word that may fit in the sentence that goes along with that story. So, for example, when you have a photograph of the police car and you have the sentence, look at the police car. It has if your child's stuck on that, have them look at each letter. Have them start forming their mouth to form that letter. Light. They have to have their tongue ready and the mouth in the right formation to start saying the word. Step 3, look for chunks you know. Watch for familiar blends, word patterns, digraphs, prefixes, suffixes, compound words. Chunking letters, you put the sounds together to help it out, such as CH, sh, SH, sh. It helps them to decode more efficiently and makes it more rapid and accurate. For example, mother bat flew down to eat some bugs. Like mother, if the child was chunking, they could put that TH together, mother, and then they can sound it out and put it all together to say it more rapidly. Step 4, look all the way through the word. Take all of the individual sounds and letters and blend them together to read the word accurately. Listen for a word you might have heard before. So, for example, in the sentence, Jenny got in the car and her mom helped her fasten her seatbelt. The child's going to be looking for that key word inside fasten. Fast, they could identify right away, and then they can put on the EN ending. And the 5th strategy, jump over the word. You can read on to get more information. Go back and reread. When students come to words they don't know, skip over the word. Look at the words that are behind it. Sometimes there's enough information in that sentence to go figure out what the word was that they missed. And then you can go back and use the first letter of the skip word and use those codes to decode it. So for example, they put the on the crust and spread it all around. Well, if you're reading about pizza, then you know the crust has a sauce on it. So that makes sense when you're spreading it all around. You can go back and reread it. They put the sauce on the crust and spread it all around. And 6, flip the sound. Flip or try out the different sounds a letter can make until they hear a word they recognize and then it makes sense. So for example, did they win the game or game? Well, game makes more sense here.
So our reading teachers have given you an idea of what we're doing in the classrooms and a couple strategies that you can use at home. But remember, research says that parents have a lot of power in their children's reading. You can help so much with increasing your child's reading ability at home. So a couple key reminders. Practice being a good role model. Read yourself and read often in front of your child. If not reading yourself, read with them often. Give them that opportunity for them to see that reading's important. And make sure that you're providing reading material. Whether you're buying books off of Amazon or Scholastic Book Clubs or even going to your local library, there's lots of resources around for you to really tap into what your kids are interested in reading and then provide those materials. Also, encourage activities that require reading. work together on a recipe at home, read a magazine together, go to a museum and read about the exhibits that you see in front of you. Anything can be turned into a reading opportunity when there's words around. It's also important to establish a reading time at home, whether that's right before bed or maybe when they first wake up in the morning if they're an early riser, or when you first get home. But if you have that built into your routine, it's going to be a lot easier to stick to reading every day. Then also write notes to your child. They will absolutely love reading what you have to write to them. The joy on their faces when they read what you've written to them and the authenticity that that brings can be a great motivator. And then make sure that your child brings their library book home from school. All of our K-5 students visit the library once a week. If you really encourage your student to bring that library book home, you'll always have something each week to read that your child chose. And then finally, encourage your child in all reading efforts. If your child is part of our program, chances are that reading can be a little frustrating for them. And we want to do everything in our power to make reading fun and encourage them to enjoy it. Try to find books that they love, tell them they're doing a great job, and helping them to remember to use the strategies and praising them when they do is all very important and a great way to encourage them. So together, teachers and parents can change the path of a child's journey to literacy by nurturing students and leading them to become independent readers. I want to thank you for your time and support. And if you have questions or are interested in becoming part of a parent advisory committee, please contact me at amy.vanhoose@tcusd2.org, or my phone number is 618-667-5400. Thanks for allowing your kid to be part of our program, and we love to hear your feedback.